So this was the most insane thing, I suppose, we reported on in 2016. I talked about it a good few times in videos. It's absolutely insane. The company is here, Apple and all the big tech platforms are in Ireland, because basically they're paying literally nothing. The government takes no money off them. They're basically just making billions and off the labour of the taxpayer here. And as we see with the Apple deal, the government didn't want the money. Like, imagine they said they didn't want the money in tax. And just to take for example, if I didn't pay my tax after the work week, after I work a 40-hour week, and the tax I pay after my 40-hour week, guess what? The revenue would be knocking on your door, and they'd be saying, "Where is this this €100?" And they'd be saying, "Where is this €100? You're supposed to be paying €100 tax." Well, down the road, Apple's getting off with billions, like €16 billion. Actually, it's more now. I think it's 18 or 20 billion. Because that's 2016 this carry on was happening. And the government went back and forth and they went to the European courts to argue they didn't want the money. Imagine that, a country going to the European court to say we didn't want the money. Imagine even saying in the first place. How much benefit would that go to the people of Ireland? Because at the end of the day, it's not for them. Well, we all know what the money's going to go for because they have to take it now, unfortunately. They're very upset. Micheál Martin's devastated that this is happening. You think the whole country sank into a volcano or something like that, the way they're going on at the moment. Because they're just upset, very upset to get €16 billion. Because, but obviously Micheál Martin said it's not going to go to the use of the Irish public. Of course not, we wouldn't build houses or anything with it. We're going to give it to, we're going to up the money for ourselves first, so we're going to give ourselves a nice 50k bonus. All the TDs and all the senators, so 50k, and all the councillors too, we're going to give them money. We're going to give it to RTE too, we're going to give a lot of money to RTE. And of course the asylum seekers, the Irish people can go fuck off basically. No less what Micheál Martin said. Fuck you Irish people, we don't care about you. The money's not going to build houses or anything, we're not going to build roads. What about the school bus issue and stuff like that? There's no bus drivers. We could give a few extra bob to the bus drivers. Fuck the bus drivers. The only bus drivers we're going to help out is the people bringing in asylum seekers. We're going to help them out. But the school, bringing Irish children to school, no, we couldn't do that. Irish children, no, we couldn't help them out. No, we couldn't do that. But yeah, that's what they're taking in their head, just taking that out. But it's absolutely ridiculous that this went on, because I would love to see how much, because again, that to go to the European court. So the Irish legal bill, just to take for example, of bringing it to court to dispute that they didn't want the money for them literally being here at Apple. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing, because they spent probably billions on legal representation, etc., imagine arguing they didn't want the money. They didn't want the money. Like, I wouldn't mind if they didn't pay the money, they were arguing over that. But it's the fact of the matter that they said basically, here you go Irish government, here's 16 billion. We don't want it, the government said. And again, as I said, if that was an only Joe and only shop, take for example in Cavan, and he couldn't afford to pay what the council, the business rates, they're up 15% in our county, take for example, and the revenue coming knocking looking for more money. And they couldn't pay it. Guess what? The Gaudi and the revenue will come knocking and shut his business down and probably put him in prison. But no, it's okay when it's big multinational companies. And as I said, they pay little to no tax. You look around Dublin or Ireland, you see big tech companies, big pharmaceutical companies too here pay literally nothing in tax. Literally only here on a holiday. And the only reason why the government would say is because they employ so many Irish people. I would love to see it, because to be totally honest, they probably employ fuck all, to be totally honest. They probably employ 5 Irish people among the whole lot of the companies altogether. And then the data centres are using up the electricity the whole country put together, and everybody else's bill is high, but they probably don't even pay the electricity bill because the Irish taxpayer pays for them. Like, this is the ridiculous carry on in this country. Like, it's insane. I couldn't think of any other country in the world that would say, if you're here, like say if you have a company in a country and you're there in a country, you're supposed to pay tax in the country regardless of what it is, a tech company, pharmaceutical, whatever. And they're like, here Irish government, here's our tax of €16 billion. No, we don't want it. We're going to argue about it for the next few years. It's ridiculous, and especially what Micheál Martin basically said. You think they would say, we're going to try and help the Irish people out here. We could build a lot of homes with this. We're going to put it straight into the homes. We're going to make homes for Irish people. It's going to take time, but the money be put to good use to the Irish public. No, but it's going to go to infrastructure. No, it's going to go to the TD's back pocket. Probably a new bike rack too. Buy a few bike racks. I think somebody did the maths. It's a huge amount of bike racks in the spent. Would it be done? It's 300,000 euro each. So I think it's something like 36,000 bike racks that they like the money, 16 billion or something like that. I can't remember. It's something like that. It's in the thousands of bike racks. So they'll probably build a load of bike racks around that's the house with the money. Because it's ludicrous to be done. But thankfully they have to take it. At least the European Union done something right once in their life. the European courts. But again, we shouldn't be really in the European Union, to be totally honest with you anyway, because they probably want their cut. So, you know.